A girl sells lemonade to feed her mom. Then, bikers suddenly appear and do the unthinkable. On a scorching summer afternoon in the town of Maplewood, most residents sought refuge indoors from the relentless sun. However, at the corner of Cedar Street, beneath the shade of a grand oak tree, a determined 9-year-old girl named Emma Walker had set up her lemonade stand, with a foldable table, a hand-painted sign reading 50-cent lemonade, and a pitcher brimming with cold lemonade. Emma was ready for business. But Emma's motivation ran deeper than mere summer fun. Her mother, Sarah, had recently fallen ill and was struggling to make ends meet after losing her job. As a single mother, Sarah faced mounting bills and the stress of trying to keep their home. Emma often heard her mother on the phone, pleading for an extension on the rent, her voice thick with tears. Each apology from Sarah felt like a stab to Emma's heart, igniting a fierce determination within her to help. With unwavering resolve, Emma decided to set up her lemonade stand, believing that even a small amount of money could ease her mother's burdens, perhaps covering groceries or other necessities. She spent the morning squeezing lemons, mixing in sugar and water, and tasting her concoction until it was just right. Initially, business was slow. A few passersby stopped to buy lemonade, tossing her a couple of coins in return. Though some offered an extra $1, the total remained disappointingly low. As the hours dragged on, Emma wiped the sweat from her brow and took a sip from her cup, feeling a wave of discouragement wash over her. Just when she contemplated packing up her stand, a distant rumble of engines caught her attention. Squinting against the sun, she spotted a group of motorcycles approaching, about a dozen riders clad in leather jackets, their helmets adorned with various patches. Emma's heart raced. She had never seen anything like this in her quiet neighborhood, and a mix of excitement and nerves coursed through her. The bikers pulled up to the curb and parked their motorcycles in a line, drawing the attention of neighbors who peeked out of their windows, wondering what was going on. Emma stood frozen, unsure of what to do. She had heard stories about bikers and didn't know what to expect. Were they troublemakers? Would they scare her away? One of the bikers, a tall man with a graying beard, took off his helmet and gave Emma a warm smile. "Well, hey there, young lady. Selling lemonade today?" he asked in a friendly tone. Emma nodded, clutching the pitcher as if it were her shield. "Yes, sir," she replied quietly. The man smiled and turned to his fellow riders. "All right, boys, you heard her. Let's support the young entrepreneur here. Lemonade for everyone." The bikers cheered and started lining up in front of her stand. Emma felt her nerves ease as she saw the kindness in their eyes. She quickly grabbed her paper cups and began pouring lemonade for each of them, watching in amazement as they handed her more than enough money for each cup. Most of them gave her $5 bills, some even gave her $10 bills, but they waved away her attempts to give them change. As she served each biker, they asked her questions and made small talk. One asked her about her summer plans, another complimented her on her lemonade making skills, and another told her about his own daughter, who was about her age. For the first time in weeks, Emma felt like a kid again, laughing and smiling as she chatted with her new friends. After a while, the bearded man, who introduced himself as Bear, noticed Emma glancing nervously toward her home. Her eyes kept drifting to the small, worn-down house a few doors down, and Bear sensed that something more was going on. "Hey, Emma," Bear said gently, "you seem a bit distracted. Is everything okay?" Emma hesitated, biting her lip. She wanted to keep her worries to herself, but something about Bear's kind eyes made her feel safe enough to share. She took a deep breath and explained, "My mom, she's sick. She can't work right now, and we don't have much money. I'm just trying to help out a little." The bikers exchanged looks, a deep understanding passing among them. They weren't strangers to hardship. They had all had their fair share of struggles. Bear crouched down to her level, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. "You're a brave girl, Emma," he said, his voice filled with admiration. "It takes a lot of courage to help out your family like this." Emma's cheeks flushed with pride, but she quickly looked away, embarrassed. "I just wanted her to get better. I don't want her to worry." Bear stood up, turning to his friends. They huddled together, whispering and nodding, clearly planning something. Emma watched curiously, wondering what they were talking about. After a moment, Bear turned back to Emma, his face lighting up with a grin. "All right, Emma, here's what we're going to do. We're going to buy out your entire lemonade stand." Emma's eyes widened. "You want all the lemonade?" "That's right." Bear laughed. "We'll take every last drop you've got. And here's a little extra to help out your mom with that." Each biker reached into their pockets, pulling out bills and dropping them under her table, 10s, 20s, and even a couple of 50s. Emma's jaw dropped as the pile of money grew larger. She'd never seen so much cash in her life. But the bikers weren't done yet. Bear and the others wheeled their motorcycles over to her front yard, revving their engines and drawing the attention of everyone in the neighborhood. One of them even brought over a small speaker and played some classic rock music, turning Emma's lemonade stand into an impromptu party. Emma laughed as she watched the bikers dancing, cheering, and holding up cups of lemonade like they were toasting to her bravery. Some of the neighbors came out, curious about the commotion, and soon a small crowd had gathered, enjoying the unexpected festivity. Sarah, Emma's mother, who had been resting inside, heard the noise and peeked out the window, astonished by the sight of motorcycles lined up in front of her house. She made her way to the front door, walking slowly and carefully, and was immediately met with the smiling faces of the bikers. "Is this your doing, Emma?" she asked, bewildered. Emma ran up to her mother, hugging her tightly. "Mom, these are my new friends. They bought all of my lemonade, and they're here to help us." Sarah looked at Bear, her eyes filled with gratitude and disbelief. "I don't know how to thank you," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. Bear smiled warmly. "No thanks necessary, ma'am. We're just here to support a brave little girl and her wonderful mom." But the bikers had one more surprise in store. As the laughter and music continued, Bear pulled out a thick envelope and handed it to Sarah. "This is from us," he said. "Use it for anything you need, bills, groceries, whatever." We all pitched in a little. Sarah's hands trembled as she opened the envelope and saw the stack of bills inside. It was more than enough to cover their rent for the next few months, with plenty left over for groceries and other essentials. Tears filled her eyes as she looked at the bikers, overwhelmed by their kindness. I don't know how to repay you," she managed to say, wiping her tears. One of the bikers, a tall man with tattoos covering his arms, spoke up. "You don't have to. We all know what it's like to go through tough times. Just take care of yourself and that little girl of yours." Emma squeezed her mom's hand, beaming with pride and joy. She looked up at the bikers, feeling like she had a whole new family who cared about her and her mom. As the sun began to set, the bikers packed up, but not before giving Emma a leather vest with their club's emblem on the back. "You're one of us now, Emma," Bear said with a wink. "If anyone ever gives you trouble, you just let us know." Emma embraced each of the bikers, feeling a wave of happiness wash over her that she hadn't experienced in a long time. She and her mother watched as the group rode off into the distance, the rumble of their engines gradually fading away. That evening, they sat together, counting the money they had earned from the lemonade stand along with the bikers' generous donations. To their surprise, it was more than enough to sustain them for the next few months, a blessing beyond their wildest expectations. As they counted, Sarah pulled Emma close, her voice filled with pride. "I'm so proud of you, Emma. You have the biggest heart of anyone I know." Emma beamed, filled with a sense of accomplishment and hope for the future. She had set out to help her mother and, in doing so, had encountered a group of strangers who exemplified kindness and generosity. From that day forward, Emma understood that no matter how challenging life became, she and her mother had a community to rely on. She would always cherish the memory of that hot summer day when the bikers arrived at her lemonade stand, demonstrating that even the smallest acts of courage could spark remarkable moments of kindness. This experience taught Emma about the power of kindness, resilience, and community strength. Her determination to support her mother amidst her own fears highlighted how even minor actions could create significant change. The bikers, initially seen as strangers, became unexpected heroes, reminding us that compassion can emerge from the most unlikely sources. Their story encourages us to look beyond appearances and to step in when we see someone in need, fostering a spirit of support and unity in a divided world. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.